Purpose of the media. My name is Oluoch Babu, and this evening it is quite unfortunate with the high, profoundly unhappy of the axis of evil that following the standard media yesterday, I have seen a headline that have been disclosed whereby the United Opposition is going to form a coalition with the Linda Mwananchi vehicle, and it is by high unfortune that some of the leaders have been selected to go to represent there. In that opposition, we have seen the retired President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, at the center. So I don't know how the retired President of the Republic of Kenya currently is being involved. Because if it is matters of neutralizing the current political landscape, he could have done it into a silent mode without consulting or involving with the current politicians that are going to unite for the future prosperity and endeavor of this nation. But something that has made me as Oluoch Babu to be profoundly disheartened and extremely unhappy, it is that once upon a time, Babu Owino was asked a question that who is superior in Linda Mwananchi than the other. It is in public domain that Babu Owino stated that the sun shines at the day and the moon shines at the night. So these matters of separating the people and selecting according to the identity, it is something that is going even to down rocket. It is going to retrogress the progression of the nation while depicting the latter as the devil incarnation. It is totally an inconsistent phenomenon, and quite worthwhile to understand the fact that Linda Mwananchi is a Mafas movement that have got involvement of several leaders that have amalgamated to concert the grievances of the people. Little did we know that there is a specific meeting that have been done from the back doors from the Northland city to make sure that Edwin Sifuna himself that have been selected to go to represent the grievances of the people. Yet the senior political protagonist and the senior counsel in this nation have been sidelined. That is James Agri Bobo Rengo. Babu Owino himself, a lawyer and the incoming, have been sidelined from that negotiation. It is something that is going even to deter several youths from the Linda Mwananchi movement that is going to say that Linda Mwananchi is totally confused. And I am not saying me as Oluoch Babu and a youth of the fourth estate that is advocating for the future prosperity and endeavor, I should not sit down to see our leaders investing in empty PRs, investing in politics of zero substance with no cosmetic, politics of chasing scapegoats that cannot advocate for future prosperity and endeavor. But our future prosperity and endeavor can only be advocated for our fellow youths. Our fellow youths, I'm talking to you. Because you are most of the figures, you are most of the students, you are most of the comrades, and you are young tax. But you deserve better. And you are the people that are being used. You are a tool of usage. Some politicians are just using the youths of the fourth estate and titillating their minds in order to vamoose their political personalities. After achieving them, they are going to dump those innocent youths without an employment, without nowhere to go, with a desperate of 100%. That is the reality. And therefore, we are supposed to reawaken our collective consciousness. If Edwin Sifuna is saying one term, he has the ambition and he has his right to say one term. But one term should come with the promises and manifestos that is going to advocate for the future prosperity and endeavor. I have been singing Edwin Sifuna each and every time. Because I am a custodian and I'm a student and I am a youth that advocate for the future prosperity and endeavor. Because it comes a time whereby Kalonzo Musyoka Stephen will not be in these Kenyan political affairs. It comes a time whereby William Samoei Ruto will not be there. It comes a time whereby Rigathi Gachagua will not be there. But it comes a time whereby we as the youths of the nation that our identity still prevail, we have great future, we will be coercing the exodus of the political affairs and the leadership of this nation. So the politics of empty fears and zero substances cannot be tolerated. And that is the reason why I'm standing firm to advocate and to try to bring our fellow youths into a convergent juncture whereby we talk politics of ideologies and democratic principles must be embraced, not politics of empty PRs, politics of zero substances that are being coerced by political scavengers. And therefore, I direct my attention toward one and only peculiar deputy president impeached, Rigathi Gachagua. That me as the youth of this nation, many might regard you as the United Opposition ringleader. but that is not how it's supposed to be conducted. Raila Amolo Odinga has been the united opposition for so long time. The mortal that currently in his demisation, a man who advocated for the incarnation of this nation, but his political was not beyond, his political was not drafted in a specific jurisdiction, but his politics was drafted to the entire fraternity of this beautiful nation. So your politics that is being preached and invested in tribal lines is politics that we must disregard with the highest order possible. We cannot attend to that kind of politics of tribal entitlement and tribal rhetoric. That politics, as a beloved patriot of the fourth estate, I will direct you, just do it in Madeira. But even the people of Madeira constituency, they doesn't deserve that kind of politics. So just do it in your home. Just do it in your home. Do not preach us politics of reconnaissances. We want politics of inclusivity with the involvement of the grievances of the people. If you are going to unseat the current president of the Republic of Kenya, let's do it in a politics of imperative perception, whereby the palpable manifestos, palpable agendas are being included in it, not empty PRs that a person must go. So what? If it must go, then tell us the solution. And the solution that we want as youth is how are we going to pay the mountain of debts that is currently at 12.6 trillion. I'm not saying that only William Samoei Ruto has advocated for borrowing the 12.6 trillion, but we must start ask our question during the Uhuru's regime, who left us with a debt of 9.9 trillion, and the debts keep ballooning according to the current international lending institution, starting with the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. The rates keep ballooning. So if the matters of making or capturing all kind of scapegoats, capturing the glimpse of the unfolding saga, and the people that are advocating to veer this nation toward a systematic collapse is supposed to be put in prison, then we are supposed to start with the Uhuru's regime. And we brought back Ukuru Yatani, the former cabinet secretary for treasury, and tell us the 9.9 trillion was used to construct which kind of development that is palpable, that can advocate for the economic development as a key determinant for future prosperity and endeavor. We are supposed to bring back Ukuru Yatani. And he said on of the executive by then, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And even the person who is currently the cabinet secretary for agriculture, Mutai Kagwe, the money that Post lost during the KEMSA, during the global international pandemic of the coronavirus. So we are not intellectually lazy. We must advocate for the future prosperity and endeavor without preaching reconnaissances and tribal rhetorics. We are one Kenya according to the preamble of the Constitution, the 5th paragraph, one community, one nation, one family, and one Kenya. And the last paragraph of the preamble that we should adapt and enact our Constitution and give it to ourselves, not only to the current generation, even to the future generation. So I want to warn those politicians that are using the youth of this nation rather than giving them jobs into a wrong direction. Youth deserve better. And currently the rate of unemployment for youth, it is at 5.8%. How are we going to make sure that more money have been directed to the State Department of Industry and have been allocated to the manufacturing sector and the economic development zone, so youths can get employment, and is going even to impact to high output per capita and extension of farms? Not just saying one term, tantra terms, and 2 terms. That's not cannot create for the future prosperity and endeavor. It was ironical with the highest immediate possible that I am believing in Edwin Sifuna as the youth's Samaritan, as the youth's eye that is going to help us from the wilderness. That Edwin Sifuna is being asked a simple question by Yvonne Kwara, that you as a person who is eyeing to become the president of the Republic of Kenya, which economic policies would you introduce to make sure that the nation maneuver into a prosperity and endeavor, and despite the economic recession that we are facing currently? Then Edwin Sifuna answering that I am not an economist. That question should be asked an economist. And that is a question that if you could have asked William Samoei Ruto back then in 2013, he could answer it with a palpable remarks and a palpable manifesto inside it. So we as Gen Zs, we are not desperate. We as youths, we are not desperate. In fact, this thing of Gen Zs must be despited. Let's say We as the patriot of the nation, we deserve better, and better comes with a manifesto that is going to maneuver us toward the prosperity and endeavor, not zero substances, not zero substances. And therefore, I will conclude, invest in politics of imperative perception and embrace unity as our shield for the better Kenya. Thank you.